Hey YouTube, and welcome back to the Sneaky V YouTube channel. As you guys saw in my last video, I finally got the Cadillac to drive a little bit down the road, a couple miles, but it had some problems, smoking and some vibration and bucking. The smoking problem was a pretty simple fix. I already knew what it was, my valve cover. Two of the bolts in there were stripped and it wasn't clamping down, so a little bit of oil was coming out of the valve cover and running down over my headers, which get very hot, causing smoke. The bucking is going to be a little bit more complicated to fix. It turns out that my center support bearing that actually supports the center of the drive shaft, because it's a two-piece drive shaft, is actually worn out. So I'm going to have to snatch the drive shaft off to actually be able to get to that. And to do that, I need to be able to get the car up off the ground without it rolling backwards on me. The vibration is also going to be pretty tough to fix because, again, I have to get the car up off the ground, pull the transmission, and take the clutch and the flywheel off, because my flywheel actually has a weight on it that bolts to it that I didn't realize before I put it on there. So that weight is causing an imbalance in my flywheel, which is causing the vibration. And I'll put a picture of that in the video here when I get back to the house and edit this. But as for the drive shaft support bearing, I actually have one right here to replace it. That's all the parts for it. I just got to be able to get under there and put it on. And one thing that I really don't want to do is take it to a shop and have it done, because it's probably going to cost me $1,000 when with the proper tools I can do it myself. But the proper tools happen to be a car lift, and I don't have one of those. I'm planning on buying one soon as I save up the money. One of these little they're called quick jacks, and I can get one on Summit Racing, but I don't really have the money right now, so that's something I'm gonna have to save up to get here for a little while. If you guys want to help out, I have a PayPal, which I'll link in the description below. But anyways, enough about that for today. I'm gonna be tearing down my old engine here. As you guys can see, I've already gotten it up on the engine stand here. Let me set you guys up. I've gotten it up on the engine stand here. And that took a lot of work. It required me to take the oil pan off down here to be able to get to the converter, the torque converter in the back, because it was in the way of allowing me to mount this to the stand. But anyways, here we are. So I'm gonna go ahead and begin tearing this thing down and try to figure out why it was starting to die in the first place. So I think I'm gonna stick you guys on the time lapse and just get straight to work. Okay, so we're back, and there's been a whole week that has passed since the time-lapse video. I managed to cut myself on this engine, so I stopped working for a while, but I did come back yesterday and start finishing up getting this engine apart, and this is how far I've gotten. As you can see, I've gotten the front cover off, I've gotten the valve covers off, the engine harness, and now I'm going to go ahead and start tearing some of the rest of this loose. So I'm going to set you guys down. I'm on my phone right now because my GoPro battery actually broke, and I can't find the other one, so I got to do this on my phone. So I'm going to set you guys up on a like a little makeshift stand I have here and record all this on my phone. So I'll be right back with you guys in a second. So as you can see, this little GM high feature engine is a bit more complicated than a regular LS. A regular LS engine would have a camshaft about right in the middle right here. But since this is a dual overhead camshaft engine, it actually has two camshafts on each side, and it's got all these timing chains and stuff going on here. And it's just a lot of whole bunch of mess going on. This timing chain down here is probably the main timing chain. Is run off the crankshaft, so it turns at the speed of the crankshaft. And these two here are gonna need to turn at about half the speed of the crankshaft, so so that the timing in the cylinder heads will be right. The valves can open at the right time. So basically, this one is turning at 1 RPM. This gear here is also turning at 1 RPM, but since it's turning a smaller gear, and these gears up here are twice the size of this one, for every time this one goes around, these are only going to go around half of a time. So this is spinning once, this is spinning once, and this is spinning 1/2. That's basically how a valve train works, or engine works. Each of these cams here has a cam phaser here, which allows the engine to change its timing for the valves a little bit. And yeah, this engine is just way more complicated than a normal LS. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start snatching some of the rest of this stuff off and pull the cams here out so I can get to the cylinder head bolts, and I can snatch off the cylinder heads. So let's get to it. Goodness, bolts flying everywhere. There's something still connected. There goes the camshaft. So let me take my gloves off here so I can grab my phone. So as you can see, the little camshafts each acted on a couple of little rocker arms there, I guess. And like each of them had 2 springs here. Little itty bitty springs, cute little things. But so yeah, this thing had 12 valves, it looks like, for each side. So it was a 24 valve engine. So I'm gonna go ahead and snatch this cylinder head off. Stick you guys back over here so I can put my gloves on again and get to it. Holy crap, this is on tight. God dang it, you gotta be kidding me. And so I snapped off my extension into my wrench here. You guys can see that. So, gotta find another one of those. That thing is on tight. What size wrench was that? Eights. Need you on. Oh, look at that one. That was already loose. So as you guys can see there, they had those bolts on really tight, and it took basically my entire like 170-pound body weight to get it loose. But they're loose. Broke one of my extension pieces here. So I had to go get my high strength impact wrench piece, and that did the job. Now time for the heads to come off. You guys have noticed that I've started wearing black a lot when I work on this engine. It's because of the oil. If I wear my blue jeans and like a white shirt, obviously it's gonna get messed up. So let's see if I can get these heads off. Did I miss a bolt? No, all of those loose. Outside bolts. Gonna need a pry bar of some sort. Let's see here. See if I can find a way to break this loose. There's that side. Oh, I see what I've done. The reason the heads aren't coming off yet is because I have to take this intake plenum off. And basically, what this does is it takes air from the intake manifold and distributes it to each of the cylinders. I forgot to take that loose, so I guess I gotta do that now. And now the heads should come loose. Cue dramatic music. And there we have it. The inside of the cylinder. Looks like this one has some junk in it. A whole bunch of junk. Doesn't look like it was just put there either because it's all black. let's look at this side then. This side doesn't want to come loose. Let's see, am I missing anything? All the bolts are loose. Holy crap, what's going on? There's nothing holding it. This is just gonna have to be something I wiggle loose. Unless that's something. So it looks like this side has a couple of bolts on the inside here that the other side didn't have. Now it should come loose. Alrighty. So looking at these, I managed to cut myself through the gloves. Looking at these cylinder bores, let's get you guys set up. Number 2 right here had a bunch of gunk in it that wasn't there before I took it off. Those are new leaves there, but it had a bunch of nasty looking gunk in it that seemed like it was from give me a second. As I was saying, had a bunch of nasty looking gunk in it that seemed like it was there before I took the engine apart. Number 4 here, it looks actually better than the other two. It's cleanish. And number 3 here looks kind of like you would expect. It doesn't have the whole bunch of gunk in it. On this side, number 1 looks like it has a little bit of gunk down there. Number 3 kind of looks like it has some stuff in it that is supposed to be there. And number 5 here also kind of looks a little dirtier than it should, like a bunch of build-up or something. But I don't know. The engine was running when I took it apart, or when I took it out of the car. So whatever, I guess I'll snatch those pistons out of there next and see what the cylinder bores look like. engine over. And this engine, surprisingly, like the LS, is a 6-bolt main engine. That means it has 6 bolts holding these main caps down. So there's 4 up here and 1 on each side for a total of 6. And that's pretty surprising for such a small engine. Let's see, where's my torque wrench? Not that size. So first thing I'm gonna do is break these piston caps loose. Gotta turn the engine over a little bit so I can get to those other 2 down in here in the middle section. Surprisingly easy to turn, considering it doesn't have any heads on it. And pistons are loose. That was easy enough. I'm going to take these out one at a time so that I can put their caps back with them. I don't plan on using them or anything, but who knows. This is piston 2, I believe. What did I do with that rod count? So, unlike the piston rods that I bought for my other engine, these rods here are a crack cap design. That means they have, when they're manufactured as one piece, and then they either design in a little relief right there or cut it there, and then they just snap it right off. So like when you put these back together, they only fit together properly one way, and they fit right back into their original position from when they were designed. So this is how these would fit together, I believe. But anyways, on to the next one. So that's all the pistons. One of my piston caps is still stuck down inside of, like, between the cylinder bore and the crankshaft here. So what I'm gonna do next is remove the crankshaft out, obviously. Alright, so let's grab you guys. Hopefully it's still recording. Got all of my main caps bolt loose except for these two. As you can see, this rear main cover here has a couple of little indentations that stick out that keep the wrench from actually getting to it, so I'm gonna have to remove that. And it's got a bunch of bolts going around here, and yeah, I should be able to get this crankshaft out. So Let's hop back to it. Let's see here. Rear main cover gone. Of course, now that I got all of those, means I'm gonna have to do the ones on the side as well. Easy enough. Oh. Probably just pull this whole thing up. Nope. Main cup 2, it's got a little number kind of printed on it, so it tells you which one it is. That one's not going to be so easy. Neither is that one. Actually, it looks like I forgot something else. My oil pump here is still connected, so let's get that loose. $13mm. Oil pump. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do a lot of cleaning up in here when I'm done. Might be sellable, who knows? Alright, let's see if I can get this front and rear cap out, because they are troublemakers. Front's out. See if I can figure out a way to get this last main cap off. Main cap number 4 here. Number 1 wasn't this hard at all. Did I get the bolts out? I did not. Thought I had got all of the side bolts out, but apparently there's another one. Another set. Whew. Fours out. And out comes the crankshaft. Or that's what I should be saying, but apparently it's not that easy. This is a weighty little crankshaft for such a small engine. Oh, look at that. This engine had oil squirters. Oil squirters are like a little type of device that actually comes out from the block up under the piston and squirts oil onto the bottom of the piston to help cool it. Didn't actually expect this block to have something like that. I guess you only see those kind of things normally on a performance type block. So I guess this was like a it was a base model CTS, but it was considered a performance luxury car or sports luxury car. So whatever, I guess. But here we have the crankshaft, and just looking at it before it's all cleaned up, it actually looks pretty good. No whole bunch of wear on the main bearing surfaces there. Doesn't look like it got hot or anything. They're all nice and silver. But yeah, oh shoot, this thing is heavy. Set this aside. So it looks like the only thing that's actually still attached to this block is the starter. I guess I can go ahead and get that off. It's probably going to be a 15. And that's that. There's a starter. Pistons are out. Pistons. Crankshaft is out. Oil pump is off. Mostly everything else is off. And is there's this little chain guard here and one of the chain tensioners, but that's inconsequential. But there you have it. Whole GM V6 high feature engine torn down to the bare bones, to the bare block. And there's the last piston falling out. Let's flip it over here. The piston wall looks okay. Actually, you can still see some of the cross hatching on all of them. So doesn't look like the piston walls actually took any wear. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this on the camera, but looking down into the cylinder bores here, you can still see some of the cross hatching pretty well on these cylinder walls. Same thing on this side. I don't know if you guys can really see it, but the cross hatching is still there from the factory. And considering this is a 2012 engine, what was it, 2006 engine. I bought it in 2012. Somebody else had it before me. This engine is over like 10 years old now. 10 or 11 years old. No, more than that. It was 10 in 2016. So I'm not sure where my video actually shut off at, but I was pointing out that these cylinder sleeves still has the cross hatching from the factory, as you can probably see a little bit on camera there. On this side as well, you can see it really well on this side. And considering this is like a 17 or 18-year-old engine, that's pretty impressive. I got it in 2012. It was a 2006 engine and car. So somebody had it before me, a police officer actually. I guess that kind of speaks to the longevity engines that they make nowadays. They last a pretty long while. There's no wear on the cylinder walls here. Looking at the crankshaft, doesn't look like a whole bunch of wear on the crank journals there, the ones, the journals for the pistons, or the main journals where the weight of the crankshaft itself rides on. And most of the pistons look okay as well. They've got some gunk on them, but as far as the bearings go, there's a little bit of wear on the bearings apparently, but like it hasn't eaten through the bearings to the copper or anything. But okay, so taking a look at my cylinder heads here, don't mind all the mess on the floor behind me. You can see here that piston, I guess it would have been piston 6 there, has a spark plug. Piston 2 has a spark plug, and in the middle here, piston 4 looks like it beat its spark plug to death, which is kind of weird because it's not something that I noticed when I took that spark plug out before. So I think that may have been part of my problem. Oh snap, I didn't even see this. There's a big hole in my valve there on that cylinder too. So looks like that might have been the reason that cylinder wasn't firing anymore. So anyways, let me flip the other head over. This is a big mess because I just kind of, as I took it apart, I just kind of dropped most of it on the floor. I'm not planning on doing anything with it, so screw it. So if you look here, all three of these have their spark plugs. Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the valves here, but that one looks like it had a little bit of an issue. It's even a different color than the other ones. These have some kind of something going on there with the what is this, the exhaust side, where it's like whitish colored. All of the rest of them do except number 4 here. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that whole deal with the valve and the spark plug is probably why number 4 wasn't firing anymore as of about 2 years ago. But the engine itself, it lasted up until the point that I pulled it out of the car. Like, I actually drove it about 180 miles from up here in Atlanta all the way down to where my sister stays, about 180 miles away, and pulled the engine out when I got there. So I mean, what can I say? It did its job. uh, and yeah, so here we are. But I'm gonna get these things cleaned up and probably take a closer look at them, and I'll get back with you guys some other time. This video has gotten entirely too long. It's over an hour, so I'm gonna stop it here, go home, edit it, and get it up on YouTube. So if you like this type of content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, so I can get some more views, so I can afford to rip engines out of other things, and keep this channel going. And be sure to send your friends my way if you think they would like this type of content. And I will catch you guys on the next one.